Hey everybody, I'm Lisa with Anderson Pens, and today I wanted to share with you my top 5 brown inks for 2024 with a bonus because I never do just 5. So I want to start with Monteverde Chocolate Pudding. Number 1, what a great name. I think in my next life I want to come back and either name nail polish or paint or ink colors because some of these are just fun names. So Monteverde Chocolate Pudding. Let's see, what did I write? It's a kind of a milk chocolate color. It's brown, so you definitely know it's brown. It doesn't lean gray. It's a little warm, but some browns kind of feather out to be kind of gray. And I personally prefer browns that you can tell are brown, that are not so dark that you question whether or not they're black or brown. I really also like that Monteverde comes in the smaller 30 ml bottle because I never seem to finish a bottle of ink. It's not a lack of or a fear of commitment, but it's just I like different inks and I never seem to use a whole bottle. So I do like that it's a smaller bottle.
Yeah, I like to switch it up a lot. It's a very classic brown.
Yes.
It's silly to say, but when you think brown, this is pretty much the color you're thinking. It's right down the middle of the road. Not super water resistant, but feathers out really nicely if you get it wet. So for artists, it would stay pretty solidly the color you're looking for. It's very consistent.
Also, Monteverde uses what they call their ink treatment formula in the ink, and so it is slightly lubricated. If you've got a pen that is maybe a little finicky or you've got a finer nib, this would be a really good option. And I do like that the color is cool, but it is definitely, as Justin will focus on the water drops, it is definitely not water resistant. Next, I really like Herbin Cacao do Bresil. I'm a big fan of all things Herbin because they rinse out easily from your fountain pen and your clothes and your carpet when you drop it.
Your hands when you spill them over your fingers.
So I'm a big fan of easy cleanup. That should not be your sole purpose in choosing an ink, but for me it is a factor. The Cacao do Bresil does tend to be a little bit more gray. It is definitely a lighter color, definitely more of a gray shade of brown. Cleanup is absolutely a breeze, but if you are looking for a deep dark ink, this is not your color.
Yeah, it's almost like a very warm gray when you're looking through gray tones, and it's surprisingly water resistant. Like, it definitely feathers out a little bit. It's not going to stay perfectly preserved, but it really hasn't moved at all. The ink is definitely still there. You can read everything.
I was surprised. I thought for sure that this would be the one that was more, we've got a drop there and a drop here. I thought for sure that that was going to
with how easily they
water
clean
out to nothing. So pretty color. If you're looking for something that is perhaps a little different and not in your face, give this a thought. Buy a sample. Check it out. Next, Pelikan 4001 Brilliant Brown. Definitely a very warmer, yellow-leaning shade of brown. Pelikan 4001 is sometimes thought to be a little drier. I did not find that when I was using the ink, but some people do feel that way. I thought it had good flow. Really pretty color.
It's like a caramel color.
It is. It is. Definitely makes me think of fall.
Yeah. And it's, with a lot of these browns too, they stay light enough that you can tell what color they are when you're writing, which is really nice. Not very water resistant, but a really nice, very rich color.
Pretty. And does this do anything weird when you
No, this one stays very normal as well.
Okay. All right. But definitely not water resistant.
No, certainly not. Your text will pretty much disappear.
Yes. Which is kind of fun to see which one does and which one doesn't.
Yeah, and especially for artists, seeing how they react with water is very helpful. Mixing them with water to get different effects is very fun.
That's all you.
Yes.
Sailor Ink Studio number 680. This is the darkest of all of my options. Definitely darker than everything. You thought this did some cool things.
Yes.
So this is what I consider a darker or mid-range brown. It's not too dark. It certainly doesn't make you wonder whether it's black or brown. but it definitely doesn't feel too orange or yellow or gray. It's really kind of right, maybe a hair gray.
Yeah, it's a little cool.
Dries quickly, easy cleanup, which for me is a must. And it's made by Sailor. Sailor always makes great killer ink.
And like Monteverde, they have those smaller bottles,
Yes.
so you won't have to worry about, oh my god, I'm going to have this forever. If you like to switch it up like we do, because I also switch my inks a lot, it's a lot better. And with water drops, this does something cool that a handful of inks will do now and then, where it changes color on the edges, so that it's got this like yellow halo on the end. It's very interesting.
So let's see, we've got a water drop here and here. And then you were looking at up here.
Yeah, one of the swabs of ink you did, or a drop of ink, it has this green-yellow tint on the edges, and it's not because it got wet. It just, on certain
Kind of a
spots,
sheen?
yeah, like a little sheen on it. It's very cool.
Funky. I'm glad I could amuse you.
Thanks.
So definitely of all of these, the darkest of my options for 2024 for brown. We have two more. Kobe number 16, not a brown. I know we talk about this a lot, and there's a good reason for it. This
brown.
is one of my favorite inks. Kobe ink is made by Sailor, so you know that it's going to be good and consistent and well behaved. Definitely a little lighter, a little warmer. It's definitely not orange. It's definitely not gray. It's just a lighter kind of caramel, little cream in your coffee kind of color. Rinses out easily, dries quickly, easy to read. You can definitely tell that it's brown.
It's kind of like a lighter version of the Monteverde chocolate pudding. If you put them side by side, they're not all that different. This one's just the next step lighter.
And how does this compare to? And it's definitely more brown. This makes the Pelikan 4001 look more red.
Yeah,
I
like
think.
an orange almost.
Yeah. So, but Kobe number 16, not a brown. I know that we've done videos on this. We've done Think Thursdays and such, but it's just really a great kind of fall brown color. And last but not least, I cannot pronounce this, but if you're into shimmer, I wanted to throw in a bonus ink. The Herbin Caroube de Chypre.
I don't know.
Correct me if I got that wrong. Sorry. Shimmer inks are never my first choice. I like a finer nib, and so my fine nibs don't always work well with shimmer, but this is really a great color. It's a little warmer, has a little bit of a red tint to it almost. It rinses out decently from your pen, but remember, with a shimmer ink, you do need to use a little more care. Agitate your pen, agitate the bottle on a regular basis, but a really, really pretty shade of brown. And if you like shimmer, this is really gorgeous. It's got some gold shimmer to it. And I was surprised again that it's decently water resistant.
Yeah, it feathers a little bit and the color will fade a little, but it definitely is still readable for sure. So you won't have to worry about not being able to read what you wrote. It's just not going to stay perfectly preserved.
Now, in the past, I have chosen other brown inks that were my options, and I still stand by them. I do like the Graf von Faber-Castell Hazelnut Brown.
Oh, yeah.
The Graf Cognac Brown is definitely lighter and more yellow. Herbin makes Lit de Thé, which is really pretty. But I'm trying hard to step into other brands and other colors and not stick to like my 5 favorite inks. So for 2024, these are the browns that I have been using. I hope you enjoyed the video. Let us know what you think in the comments below, and get a sample, get a bottle, and try them yourself.
And don't forget to check out the blog. We do have some of those Think Thursday posts for a number of these. I know at least 1 or 2. So if you want to see a more in-depth review, you can look there.
Very cool. Thanks.